Every time an e-commerce operator opens their laptop, they step into a hurricane, an ecosystem where millions of data points fire off every single second. Your analytics dashboard is flashing red on bounce rates. A competitor just dropped a surprise flash sale. Social media is hyperventilating over a new aesthetic trend, and 3 different blogs are telling you your marketing strategy is completely wrong. For years, the industry has sold business owners the false promise that simply hoarding more of this incoming data leads to smarter decisions. But human bandwidth has hard limits. When you try to process everything, you become a reactive operator. Suddenly, a minor dip in daily traffic feels just as urgent as a major supply chain failure. Entrepreneurs now face the monumental task of surviving the data avalanche, which has become far more difficult than actually finding the information in the first place. You can see this happening when a leader hits a wall of paralysis. The market is moving at light speed, but the operator is frozen, trying to calculate the impact of 50 different variables at once. This cognitive overload forces them to constantly pivot their strategy to match the latest headline, and that chronic whiplash leads straight to deep psychological exhaustion. It doesn't just affect the leader either. A team forced to chase every new shiny object scatters its focus, resulting in weak, fragmented execution instead of steady, compounding growth. Consuming every piece of data doesn't make your business smarter. It bankrupts the single most finite resource you have, your attention. To fix this, top performers make a crucial mental pivot. They stop treating their attention like an open door and start treating it like a heavily guarded vault. This funnel diagram represents the active psychological filter successful entrepreneurs use. At the top, the filter catches temporary noise, market blips, social media trends, and sensational headlines. These inputs get discarded right here because they lack lasting impact on the business. High-level leadership requires the ruthless filtering of temporary noise to ensure the structural integrity of the business survives. So, what actually makes it through this strict filter? What specific piece of data earns the right to command your valuable attention? To be classified as a true signal, a data point has to survive a strict relevancy test. It must meet at least one of 3 criteria. First, does this information reveal a structural shift in how your customers actually purchase? Not a passing fad, but a genuine change in buying behavior. Second, does it directly alter the underlying profitability of your operation? For example, a permanent spike in material shipping costs. And third, does this trend directly influence your long-term business growth? If new information fails to meet these specific requirements, it is merely a distraction masquerading as an emergency. Applying this test in the middle of a busy workday takes intent. When an alert hits your desk, you don't immediately open your strategy document. A reactive operator asks, "What is this new trend?" A resilient leader asks, "Does this actually alter how my specific customer buys from me?" It requires immense operational discipline to look at an exciting new marketing channel or an aggressive competitor move and consciously decide to do absolutely nothing. Strategic execution comes down to this willingness to ignore 99% of the market noise, so you can perfectly capitalize on the 1% that drives revenue. When you finally sever that constant feed of external anxiety, your daily operations go quiet. When a strategy remains unchanged for months instead of days, teams finally have the space to finish what they start. This uninterrupted execution allows small wins to stack on top of each other, creating a compounding effect that a reactive company never achieves. And the shift inside the leader's own mind is palpable. The chronic second-guessing evaporates, replaced by a grounded, unshakable confidence in the path forward. That confidence isn't arrogance. It's a direct byproduct of being anchored to the math of your operational reality instead of the emotions of the daily news cycle. So your immediate task is to build this barrier for yourself. This tool, the 5-metric compass, serves as a practical barrier to maintain focus in a noisy market. You need to isolate the 5 specific numbers that most directly govern whether your business lives or dies: customer acquisition cost, your lifetime value, and daily margin. Whatever your unique drivers are, write them down. Review these 5 signals consistently. Let these specific metrics dictate your major decisions, completely overriding external opinions or the latest industry panic. By anchoring your attention to true signals, you stop reacting to the storm and you finally take hold of the wheel.